Gonna welcome on our guy Chris Marler, LouisianaSports.net, onto the show. What's up, brother? How we doing? How we living? Not your first time to be on air with me. I mean, we've been doing this for like a long time. Back when you were with Saturday Down South, you came on Hanging with Hester, nighttime radio.
Did I?
You did.
I thought this was my first time.
No,
I actually tweeted about it. I was like, Mom, I made it.
I checked the archives.
Check the logs.
I checked the archives. You did. You joined us on Hanging with Hester one
What
time.
did I say?
I
remember,
that's a long time ago. I got CTE. It's a whole deal. So there's no chance I remember that.
I remember you coming to the College Football Hall of Fame to talk about the 2019 SEC Championship. And we had a lot of Georgia fans there. And I was trying to placate a little bit to that fan base. And I was like, that 2017 was pretty good. And I'll never forget, you looked over at me and you go, I'm wearing a ring right now from the national championship team from that year. And I was like, okay, I'll be quiet for the rest of the day. That's fine.
You wore a ring?
I don't know, maybe for the championship. Or it's like
you might not.
There's very few times where
I don't know that I've had it on, but maybe I did. I don't know. It's in a box with some dust on it. I do know that right now. But the 2007 Georgia does have some qualms with us winning the national championship because they beat Hawaii.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Here in the state, though, which is...
in the Sugar Bowl. Shout out our guy, Cole Brenner, rest in peace. Legend. Absolute legend. How's the move been, man? Moved to Baton Rouge, what, 2 weeks ago now? 3 weeks ago? Something like
Got
that?
engaged on Thursday and moved on Saturday. And if your listeners are wondering if you should do that many life changes in 48 hours, don't ever. Just don't do that. No, it's been awesome, man. We came here from Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta. Lived in Columbia, South Carolina for a while. I don't know what took me so long to get here. We love it here. It's just been awesome. It hasn't even been that hot, which is, I don't want to jinx it. But like, it has been, everyone has been so nice. The food's unreal. Our Corgi Pepper loves it. Like, we're so happy, man. We love it.
What kind of meals have you been dining into? Like, where are we frequented?
All of them.
All of them.
I'll have you on today because you have been at training camp like every single day, so you've had a chance to watch the team and just get like a different perspective. Like, obviously we played there, and we're gonna have inherent biases. Towards kind of what we see. What have you seen from LSU? Because you've seen what they look like when they can win a championship. Like, is this a team that you think is going to be in the conversation all season long?
Well, listen, as a Division II college baseball player, I'm glad you could bring me on to talk about this.
Yes.
No, I mean, I don't know if this is a national championship team out of the gates because there's so many working and moving parts to it.
Right.
I mean, like there's the thing that jumps out to me the most, and I go to more so like, all right, what are the concerns? Because the receivers is what I was most excited for. And the receivers, I feel like you could draw names out of a hat, put any three you want there on the field, and they are going to torch secondaries for most of the year. Like, there's not a ton that are better than them on the field they're going to play in the schedule this year. There's concerns on the schedule, like are they going to be better at being able to stop mobile quarterbacks because Lenore Sellers is coming to town, all that kind of stuff. But
they told it from the very get-go.
Right. Yeah. And the main thing is, like, you got to get to 10 wins to get to the playoff in the first place. I fully believe it's a 10-win team. I look at the roster, I look at them, like the way they've looked in camp. I've said this since the preseason magazines came out before the rankings did. I don't think there's 8 teams that are better than LSU. From a roster standpoint, I know there's not.
Yeah.
Like, that's a top 5 roster in the country. I feel very confident in that. But then you start looking at how you win those big games. Like, the offensive line's an issue, and it's been an issue throughout camp. And you're going to start 5 new players. I think DJ Chester's the only returning guy from last year. He's not going to start at center. Braylon Moore is.
Right.
And they've struggled a lot. They've gotten better, but they have a long way to go, I think. So it's a work in progress, like, for any team to go through the schedule. And out of the gates, that Clemson D-line, that's going to be tough. That's going to be really tough for them.
So you've been there. You've gone to most of the practices, right? So you've gotten your eyes on it. You've been watching the personnel. When you go to practice, what are you trying to focus most on? Are you trying to, like, see who playmakers are on each side? Or are you looking at the parts of the team that people are a little bit more? Are you watching the offensive line? Are you watching the defensive line? What do you try to focus on when you go?
My main focus is to don't do anything stupid. Don't screw up.
Don't get in trouble.
Failed to do.
Don't lose your credential.
Yeah.
Look, this show, who among us?
Right. I walked out there yesterday. They were like, all right, you guys are allowed to watch practice. And I pulled my phone out. And they're like, without a phone. I'm like, yeah, I'll leave. It's fine. No, but I think the offensive line, is one of the most intriguing parts. One of the things, I guess, me personally, I've been focused on, more fascinated with is Trey'Dez Green as a blocker. How is he doing with, like, fundamentals?
He's got to do some of it for sure.
Right. And so him and Bauer Sharp, but Bauer Sharp has been one of the most consistent players in camp. Like, and not just from like that's a good safety net to have. He's got good hands. Like, I mean, he's made like one-hand catches. He's been really, really good. The offensive line, it's one of those things too. It's like a spring game. It's like it's hard to look at the offense and say, well, the offensive line's been awful, because then you look at it and you're like, well, the defensive line may be incredible, Don McKinley and Gooden.
Yeah.
But the main things I'm focused on is just like some of those little things that I feel like you need to improve upon from like last year. And like Nussmeier, I think he looks really good, but are they going to give him time to throw? Because that's when he has kind of struggled, like you saw the A&M game last year. There, and then the other big part is the secondary as well, and I think they've looked really good as well.
Yeah, certainly a big question mark coming in, just because it has not been to the standard LSU certainly seen in the defensive backfield over the last couple of years. But if we just look at the SEC and kind of look at the hierarchy of the SEC, it's fascinating this year because the teams that are typically at the top are starting over at quarterback. And they got some guys that maybe Ty Simpson ends up being great. Maybe Gunnar Stockton ends up being great. But they don't even have a lot of hype of, Arch Manning certainly has all the hype. But we don't know what Arch Manning's going to be. And then the teams that are trying to get to that point, your Floridas, South Carolinas, LSU, they got a dude at quarterback. And how that plays out is the most interesting thing to me in the SEC.
I think it's so bizarre to watch Texas because we have just, for whatever reason, they haven't won a national title. They haven't won an SEC title. I said this at media days. I don't know if everyone, I was holding my hand up the whole time. You guys saw it. I don't think they had the entire time. I don't think anybody in that room knew that Georgia beat them once, let alone twice, in a building that was like 300 yards away.
Yeah.
Because Texas has become the overall favorite. It is bizarre to me that they are so, like, the media is so enamored with them. I think Georgia's going to be really, really good, even though they are starting over at quarterback, because that's when's the best we've seen Georgia? It's when they had a dude that was like, his nickname was the mailman. He was a walk-on. You know what I mean? He was in college for 18 years, but also like having a kid like that.
Well, Gunnar looks like he's been in college for 18 years.
Yes. Yeah, he's a coach, right?
Yeah, he is. He's a dad. I don't know if he really is, but he looks like one.
He's got that Brock Powers hairline.
He does.
So if he can play like
Georgia
him.
thing.
Yeah, it is. No, but I think that, but I think you're also right about the fact that, like, it is odd that, because you look at, people talk about LSU and South Carolina, especially in this middle tier.
Yeah.
And I don't put Florida in that tier because I think DJ Lagway is great. He doesn't have around him what those other two schools have around him at all.
Him and Lenores do feel different because, like, if they go down, the team's completely different. I'm not saying that, most quarterbacks when you go down, but still, like, even LSU, like, they've got a guy who started SEC games behind Nussmeier. Now, you don't want that to happen, but, like, Lagway and Sellers mean so much to their team. We're talking about, like, a 4-win swing maybe.
Yeah, and I don't think Florida's taken the field at any point since the spring, and someone hasn't been injured. It's like, and it's not just Lagway. It's like his receivers and all that kind of stuff. So I think it is interesting too, for sure.
I mean, even Vanderbilt's got a guy that they feel really good about.
Oh man,
right? Diego Pavia is electric.
They're gonna haunt dreams,
right?
I mean,
for sure.
Auburn again. If they beat Auburn, like they are. I believe they're already ahead in the all-time series against Auburn. It's like 21-20.
So and I kind of want to like steer this back to LSU a little bit because you brought it up with opening game facing a mobile quarterback, Cade Klubnik. Like, well, LSU the whole season we're going to face Diego Pavia, Lenore Sellers, John Mateer. Like, we are going to be facing dynamic quarterbacks all season. So I have to think with kind of the preseason like acknowledgement from the coaching staff at LSU, like we're focusing on game one. Like we want, like, that is our focus. I believe that they've been game planning a little bit. From a defensive side, have you seen defenses, wrinkles, way they're playing Harold Perkins, way they're playing their safeties that lead you to believe, all right, they're actually like kind of game planning their defensive philosophy right now around stopping, keeping a mobile quarterback contained?
I think you're just talking about going from year one to year two and making improvements on the very obvious things that this team struggled with, and that was one of them. And I tell you what, I don't know what they're going to do at defensive line. It feels like they kind of have an understanding of who's going to be the interior defensive line. I think it's going to be McKinley. I think it's going to be Gooden. But from the back seven standpoint, that seems pretty set. Like that seems like Delane is going to man one of the spots. Stamps is going to be the other corner. You're going to have Halsey, and then Taylor, help me out here. Who's zero at the other safety spot?
Tamarcus Cooley.
Yeah. So they've been kind of back there at safety, and then but like the linebackers. Both Weeks brothers and like manning like the main spots, and then having Harold Harold Perkins be able to kind of like play that star position. He seems way more comfortable than he has in the last.
He's the
key
years. To everything to me.
He like the amount of times I've heard. I told this to Taylor. The amount of times I've heard someone yell "Good Perk" like in practice, like it's been.
What was that blank? What are you talking about?
I can't get kicked off the air already.
That's sure. Don't do that.
But no, so I think that they're going to be. I think they're going to be improved on it. I think they're just like last year. At times, it felt like at some point of the season, everything just started falling apart, and they couldn't figure out how to get out of it. Like the A&M game is like a perfect example because it's like you're all of a sudden it's like quicksand, and so I think they should be more improved on that side.
I'm looking forward to seeing that improvement. Certainly, it's something that Blake Baker, from what Matt House was to what Blake did last year. Now let's take another jump. Yeah, we usually use initials when we say it, like he did yesterday. That's on me.
Yeah,
that's a rookie move by a veteran player.
That's a bad perk right there.
Yes, exactly.